Hi everyone, and welcome back to my channel. I am Bookish Artist here, Mandy, and I have my currently inked for the month of February. I am really proud of myself. I got it down to 24 inks. There's 4 more right here. So that means that these are my cases. These are full, but that's it. Like, this is all I have for pens, minus my document inks, which are in both these. I don't really ever currently ink my document inks because I go through them like crazy. But right now, this one is Diatramentis Document Purple Violet, and it's this one. This is my newest document ink, and I love it. That's this right here. I love it. I have a feeling that this is gonna like override a lot of the other ones. And then this one is for my reading journal, and it's the Key West with a gold spot nib in extra fine, because Narwhal does not make extra fine nibs, and I use these for all my line work, for watercolor, for everything, because I can color over it and it's not going to bleed and all of that fancy hoopla. But this one I have to shake up a lot because it's fuchsia mixed with document white. So it's document fuchsia, document white, which is they're both Diatramentis. And that's the biggest thing that I love about Diatramentis document ink is that it's mixable, so I can make some really fun colors. But those are the only ones that aren't in this list because some kind of pen, usually it's my like really low cost Sailors with the steel nibs. But this month I'm trying my Twisbi Mini Purple with an extra fine nib, and this guy I was working with last month too, and I'm really liking this. So this has been my favorite Narwhal pen. It's been the one that has been the best writer, the best just everything. So there's nothing wrong with the fine nib that it came with. I just wanted an extra fine. So, as I've had some issues with Narwhal. So let's get started. I have my little notes over here, so I'm trying to figure out which way I want to go. I think I'm going to start with the yellows and browns because I have them all organized. Yeah, that's the word. So this is my first pen. This is one of my favorites. This is the Benu Euphoria in Hot Toddy, which is a gold spot exclusive, and it has a medium nib. This one is always inked up ever since I've gotten it. So that hasn't stopped even in February. So I absolutely love this pen, and it has Ferris wheel presses. I'm going to mix it up a little bit here. Sorry. I forget because it's the shimmer ink. I don't have many shimmers this month, so I keep forgetting. But this is Ferris wheel presses Queen and Castle. I actually found the bottle, a couple bottles of it on Ferris wheel presses website. So I picked up a couple just because I was like, oh, well, maybe someday if I ink swap, that would be a nice one to have. So yeah, this is my first one, and that's my Benu Euphoria in Hot Toddy. And this medium nib, I tell you what, I think in the Benus, medium might be my favorite, but especially for shimmer ink. So I really like the fine for anything else, but the shimmer inks work really well in the medium. I just find that I've found that my Benu Euphorias with a broad nib are almost just too broad for me or something. I'm still playing with them and I want to play more, and I don't know if I'm just moving out of broad nibs, but I'm not sure. However, this color is just so much fun. It's apparently really close to Inaho. I haven't compared it to my Inaho because I don't take it out very often because, you know, Grail ink, and I spend a lot on it. We're going to talk about it, but it has like a rose gold shimmer. So honestly, like, had I known that this one existed before Inaho, maybe I wouldn't have bought Inaho, but I hyperfixate. Hyperfixation, it's what happens. Unfortunately, borderline personality disorder and ADHD, and sometimes it just happens that way. My next pen is one of my newer pens. I have a few new pens, and this one actually has a video. I got this at the end of December, and this is the Nahvalur Nautilus Atlas Stationers exclusive. I am loving this pen. I'm still trying to find the right ink combination. So I've had like 4 inks in this pen since I've gotten it. But this one is Robert Oster Whiskey. And I just have a sample of this. And this color, the Nautilus is Golden Dreams, which still to me is a little weird. When you look at this pen, this does not look like Golden Dreams to me. I really want to sit back and want to sit with somebody and say, hey, why did you pick that name for this? Can you tell me? But I do love this one. So this one is my, oh man, and I set this up really funny. Nahvalur or Narwhal. I don't know if they pronounce it Narwhal or Nahvalur, but that's their name. I counted wrong. So this whole thing's going to be funny, but yeah, it's a medium nib. And I am still like, I'm blown away. Like I had 2 duds from Narwhal and I just kept looking at this pen and I had to get it because I just love the way it is. And it has been really, really great. And I know that some people have issues and won't buy from them, and that's fine. But I gave them like this last chance and am really impressed. And I have decided, because just there's so many things with pens that can go wrong and whatnot. Like I am going to just keep giving pens chances and companies chances, especially like a small company like Narwhal. They are so small, but they also are really, what's the word I'm looking for? They're really, really dedicated. So they're willing to work with you to get things fixed. It's just sometimes because they're overseas, it's hard to communicate. And so it's not like an instant thing, but I just get so excited for pens. But that one right out of the box has written beautiful. And I do like this whiskey. The whiskey, so from what I saw in a couple different places, it looks like it might be really close to Teranishi's, what's that one? The honey. I forget what it's called, but it's like honey or something. I want to try it, and I do have a sample coming my way, so I'm going to try that. My next one is actually a Teranishi ink in my rose gold white diamond mini. And so I have both my rose gold white. I have all my rose gold whites inked this month. But this is my diamond mini, and this is an extra fine nib, and this is Teranishi's Traveling Sepia. And my goodness, is this one of the most beautiful browns that I have ever seen. I was so excited to see that Van Ness on their site has Teranishi inks now, and you can get samples, because when I bought my Innocent Mauve, I could only buy a bottle, and I was like, well, I don't know if I'm gonna like it, but I wanted to try it, so I bought the bottle. Yeah, I wish I would have bought a bottle of this rather than that, because I'm obsessed. So this is my Twisbi Diamond Mini, and I have been using this at work because I use my extra fines for my planners and everything at work. I don't know why. I just, sometimes when I'm thinking and the way that I'm doing things and in different ways, I need different sizes. Like the mediums are much bigger than this like extra fine, and I am okay with that because they are for different purposes. And this one is in my fancy pen case because it is more expensive, but I do bring this one to work. So yeah, my students don't mess with my pens. They're scared of them. So, and this one I know I can replace kind of thing. And so I would be sad if I had to replace an $80 pen, but I know I can. And oh man, I really want to get this up close so you can see that it is. Can I like, yeah, it is. Get that sun. I have to film at my kitchen table because that's where the best sun is. So that's why I have this weird brown table. But yeah, it is really pretty. It's like it is really, it's warm. It's a warm brown, and I just love it. I wonder if it was in a thicker nib. I've only had it in the Diamond Mini. I wonder if it was in a thicker nib, if it would work, like if it would show more of the shading, because it kind of shows them. So this one is my next one. This is my Dian N23. I am the year of the rabbit, and I have always had a thing with rabbits. This has a rabbit on the nib. My sister got me this for Christmas, and I am just obsessed with it. But when I first got it, the nib wasn't working, so I had to tune the nib. And so I finally got the nib tuned, and now this is an extra fine nib, but because I had to make it like more of a wet rider, I don't know what I did. Don't know what I did to fix this nib, but I fixed it, tuned it a little bit, and kind of made sure that everything was straight, all that. But I think I separated the tines with my brass little like paper, or not paper, but the like little sheet. I think I separated the tines a little bit because it's really wet, but I actually am okay with that because I'd rather have a wet pen than a dry pen. And and it could be the ink too. I don't know. I've never had this ink in anything else, but this is the Dian N23 in an extra fine, because you compare that extra fine, that doesn't feel like an extra fine to me, but it is pretty fine. And this is the White Rabbit. What's really funny to me is that these two next to each other are really close, but this is Diamine's Raw Sienna, and I have been really into this color, and it does some interesting things on different papers. But like, so on this Archer and Olive, because this is Archer and Olive's 160 GSM paper, that's really good for everything for my planning. It looks the same, but on other papers this one is a lot warmer than this one. So yeah, I love this pen. It's heavier than a lot of my pens, and it's really comfortable for the price point that it was. But I just could never bring myself to buy it, and then my sister got it for me. Now, this is one of my pens that I don't remember if I posted the video. I know I filmed the opening and just looking at it and comparing. This is my Leonardo Momento Zero in Winter Sunset, and this was an Endless exclusive Hatch Creations with Karina Loves to Plan. I have been a fan of Karina Loves to Plan since I started really getting into fountain pens. I think a lot of her philosophies are great, but she lives in Canada, and she talked about how she walked her dog in the winter, and this is like she sees the sunsets because Canada is so cold. I live in South Dakota. South Dakota is very cold. We have the same kind of thing where it's super, super cold and dark, and so I go to work before the sunset is up, and so I was in love with this pen. It's very much so her dusty colors that she likes to use on her channel. And I cannot get this, but the flecks of this like iridescent color inside of the sparkles, I'm obsessed with. This is beautiful. And I went with the rose gold nib. Because I went with the rose gold nib and a lot of them were already sold out, I wanted this in an extra fine, but I got a medium. And so I ordered. What I love about a lot of these higher price point pens is that I was able to order an extra fine nib from Goldspot, and so it's going to come, but then I can swap them out. And I love being able to swap out nibs and pens because sometimes the ink depends on the ink and depends on a lot of things. But this is, yeah, so this is my first Leonardo. I don't think it will be my last. It is one of the best writing experiences I have had. Yeah. And I just love I have learned that I love the Jowo nibs, and Leonardo has them too. And this is Winter Sunset, which works. And this is like my warmest, orangest red brown. Like, I don't have any other red browns. This is like these are the warmest colors I have. Or like I don't know how to say that, but they're like, I don't know. They're more like the fall-y colors. There we go. Robert Oster's Plum Nut is this one. And I haven't used this in a few months. And so I was like, okay, you know, it's very, very similar. I don't think you need all three. It's very similar to Cherry Blossom and Australis Rose. And I have all three, so I kind of like swap them. So one of those colors is in a pen at all times. But I just love this pen. I'm so happy with it. And if I haven't posted, I'm gonna post my video, but I've compared it with one of my favorite lower cost pens, which is the Asvine P20. I like this better, but obviously you're gonna like it more. Maybe not obviously, but sometimes there's a reason why pens are more expensive and a reason why they're not. So, but that's one that won't go into my everyday carry bag like my Asvine students, because I would not take that to school. There's no way. So then what's my next one? This one. Okay. I have these in order because I kind of wanted to make like the color order. This one is my Asvine V126 in a transparent orange. I think I have 3 of these total in my collection, and I have 2 inked right now. And this one is a gold spot nib. So I have switched out the nib. I have to do this, I have this like little like silicone piece, and I pull the whole thing out of the nib unit. And usually I keep it in here so that I have something more to grip. So I pull it out, but I'm left-handed, so I pull it out this way. And then I use the feed that it comes with, and I switch it out with this. I am going to do a video and talk about pros and cons of all of this, but this is the only one right now, my only Asvine that doesn't have its original nib or like an Asvine nib. But this one is an extra fine, and I am still getting used to vac fillers. They're kind of harder for me, so I'm trying to make sure that I have ink in there. There we go. And this is a newer ink to me. That's Diamine Amaranth. That's not what I want. I was going to put Robert Oster V126. Asvine V126 extra fine, and I do want to put GS nib because I did switch that out. Extra fine GS nib, and then this is transparent orange. But there is nothing wrong with the original nib, but I got this one, I think, in a medium or a fine, and I just wanted a smaller nib because this ink is very, very wet. So I did have it with that, but this is Diamine Amaranth. And it's a really pretty red pink. It very much so is it's red, but like it's like more of a like deep magenta red, and I thought it was perfect for my spreads this month to have a little bit more of a romantic color. And then we're getting into, I'm so excited. Okay, we are getting into my really fun colors. So this is like these colors. So these colors are my more fall kind of deep colors, almost jewel tones. And now we're getting into my bread and butter, which is like my brightness, and my arms are cutting off my circulation because I have this thing on. Okay, sorry, just ignore me as I'm talking. I'm trying to figure out which one is the next one. There's my Twisbi Eco. My Twisbi Eco in Rose Gold Cream is my next one. And that is this bad boy. I put my Cafe Bronze away and pulled this one out for this month. And this is inked up with, I'm so excited about this. Sorry. This is inked up with the Sailor Ink Studio 237. And when did I get this ink? I got this ink in December. And I am shocked at myself that I didn't have this ink before. It is so beautiful. Yep, I'm in love. And it shades in so many ways. I really, really enjoy the Sailor Ink Studios. And you'll see, because I think I have 4 inked this month at least, if not more. But yeah, this one is definitely beautiful. I've been using it to color in like my roses that I've been drawing in my journals and things. But yeah, I love that. And Twisby Ecos are one of my everyday writers. I'm obsessed. I'm still obsessed. I don't see myself ever moving away from Twisby's, but I don't, now that I know myself in my fountain pen era, I'm never going to say never. I'm never going to say that I'm not going to use another pen. I'm never going to say I'm not going to go through a company. Unless there's some like, you know, ethical issues or like people issues. And so, because there's like one pen company that I've sworn off. But yeah, this one is my Benu Euphoria in Bubblegum Riz. I think this is my only other Euphoria for the month. Like I'm only using 2, but that's because I'm using other pens. And this one is another Sailor Ink Studio. And this is by far one of my favorite pink inks. And this is Sailor Ink Studio 131. And it is one that I have. This one, Hope Pink by Diamine. And then what's the other one? What's the other brand? Anderillium's Rosé Spoonbill Pink. They're very similar. This one has the most shading. So if I were to pick like the one that I would only keep if I was going to let them go, but I use them way too much, it would be this one, because it has just a little bit more subtle shading than Hope Pink and the other one. But I'm going to use those up because this, I didn't for the fall, but this is one that I've had in my pen pretty much every time. Or like this color. So either Hope Pink, Anderillium, or Sailor Ink Studio 131. This is like my favorite shade of pink, or one of them. I am all about neon pink, and it looks so great in the bubblegum riz. Like it looks so great in the bubblegum riz. It really matches. And if Benu came out with a one that was this hot pink that was like this, or like pink and purple that way, I would be over the moon. But yeah, that one is that. And then my other like super pink. So I've got 3 super pinks, and I'm really feeling the princess vibe. Before I go on, I'm going to show. I think I showed in another video, but this is, I don't have everything set up. I'm doing my currently inked so I can figure out how to finish setting it up. But this is my February planner, so you can kind of feel the vibes. This is done with Tombow and my Diatramentis, so I did the lines first, and then I colored it with highlighter, Tombows, did some washi tape that I got from the Quirky Cup Collective, and some stickers. And I'm really, really loving this. I haven't gone in, but this was coloring my stamps with a Tombow, and it's the Tombow. Which one is it? I have it written down. Tombow 89, and I have that's Ohuhu markers. So those are the ink markers. I lied. I have Ohuhu ink markers I got for Christmas. They're like a water-based ink, so they're kind of like fountain pen ink in a pen or in a marker. They're great. They do bleed a little bit in some papers. They don't bleed on my Archer and Olive, which is one of the reasons I use my Archer and Olive, because I do things like this. This is colored with highlighter, like it's a sparkle highlighter that I got from randomly. But yeah, this is why I have these bright colors. This is me. This is my like princess. Like this, I had a picture in one of my had like a collage picture study of like old castles that I used like bright pink and purple colors, and that really inspired this for this month. But I'm just really feeling princessy. I'm really feeling this like going back to fairy tales and just feeling that out right now. Like I'd love to live in a fairy tale right now because fairy tale would be way better than reality. But okay, so this is my Twisbi Eco Rose Gold Smoke with an extra fine nib. I have 2 Rose Gold Smoke Ecos, and this is the one that I'm using right now. My other one I have swapped it out so it has a stub nib. I don't know, but I wanted to be able to swap some of the rose gold nibs, and they only have so many rose gold colors, so I picked an extra one with this color because I didn't have any extra fines, so I went with that. And so now I can use my other rose gold smoke as like kind of like my extra nib placer, so when I want to switch nibs, that's kind of where I'm at with that. I wish they sold the rose gold nibs for like the Diamond 580s, but they don't. And this one is one of my favorite Kobe inks. It was the first one that I bought a full bottle of, and this one is Kobe, which one is it? 61. And it's the Yuki or Yuko, I think it's Yuki Go Show. I'm not sure on this, but it's the cherry blossom, and I know it's 61 because I got this one and another one, the 70 something cherry blossom, and it's like Ituka or something. I don't remember what it was, so I'm not going to try to butcher the name, but it was another cherry blossom, and it was just a little bit too light. This one has kind of a neon shade. It is almost hard to read, but I have it in an extra fine, and it is legible, especially in my Leuchtturm notebooks, which is what I use the most for journaling. So, and I feel like this one will be great for coloring in flowers. So there's a lot of times where I have ones that are really good for coloring and sometimes not. And I don't know why my Diamine Amaranth is glittery. I wonder if I had a glitter ink in my Vax Peeler. I don't remember. Anyway, go me for... Oh, that's why. I swapped my Asvine nibs because that one has the gold spot and that one had Bah Humbug in it before. So it's probably looking funny. Oh, well. Anyway, I digress a lot. So I'm sorry that I jumped. This is my brain and how it works. And my meds haven't fully kicked in yet. So yeah, my next one is, this one really surprises me. This one makes me giggle because I've been so like trying to match my pens. This is my Jurassic Estherbrook SD, and it has my Kobe 80 Rocco Alpine Carrizo in it. And so it's like this dark green pen with hot pink ink, and I am all here for it because we don't have to match our pens. And I'm trying to tell myself that because I didn't for a long time because I only had like, 5 pens, and now I have so many, and I can match them, and sometimes it's a lot of fun to find an ink that matches your pen aesthetic, but not this time. So I'm okay with that. I love my Estherbrook's. So I have 2, and they're both inked. This one was my purchase that I wanted the Fude nib. I do have the Fude nib. It's just not on it. I have a fine that I swap with it. The Fude nib is for art, and that's why I wanted this one, because the Fude only came with this one. So I saved up for it and got it right when it came out, and I was pretty excited. I didn't save up for it. I knew that there were pens coming that I would want. I kind of save for a while and then get one. So yeah, Rocco Alpine Carrizo is that one. And what's my next one? Gosh, these take forever. Thank you for sticking around and listening to me chat while I do my pens, because I know that a lot of people only have like 6 to 10 pens inked, and I have 24. But again, I use them for art and everything. And like my Ecos, I do not fill all the way. Like this is all I filled this with, this ink, because I'm trying to like fill it less, because then if I like it, then I can refill it. But if I don't, then I don't ruin, or like I don't have all that ink that I waste. But this one is my Twisbi Eco in a fine nib. Is that fine? Yes. Twisbi Eco Fine in rose gold white. And I love this ink. This is one of my shimmers this month. And this is, I gotta flip my book because of my handwriting. Because yay, left-handers. We have to flip sometimes to get good handwriting. And this handwriting right now is atrocious to me. Like I can't even look at it because I get, I don't know, it bothers me. But this is the Serpentine Blooms by Ferris Wheel Press. It's one of their newest inks. I am obsessed. I'm so glad that I got a whole bottle and just was like, yep, I want that. Because I have that and then the Moonbeam Meadows, and they're both inked up. I love them. I actually inked them up halfway through last month. So, all right, my next one is my Diamond 580 Rose Gold White. And this has Diamine Ink Vents 24, the Lullaby, which, oh my gosh, it is like the perfect match for my Tombow. What is that Tombow? I can't remember. It's like the Orchid Tombow, but this is by Twisbi Diamond 580. No, Brutus. My dog has to warn us when somebody's, you know, just out front, you know, doing their business in their own yard. He has to tell us because it's the most important thing. And Brutus, he thinks he's a guard dog until somebody comes, and then he runs and hides in his kennel. So I don't know why he growls, and then he'll howl, like, you know, he's part beagle. He's like a quarter beagle, and so he'll howl, and it's real annoying. So this is the 24 Lullaby, and that's a medium nib. And honestly, I love Twisbi's medium nibs. If I could only ever have a Twisbi nib, it would be a medium. And honestly, I think that this one might be a medium too. I'll check it later. If it is, it is. If it's not, it's not. I guess it really doesn't matter. Okay. This one, I'm still on the fence if I'm going to keep it because I've seen other people, but mine, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It takes 7. And this part is so hard to open and twist, and it takes so long to twist this too, to fill it with ink, and I don't know. This is a great writer. This is this is seriously such a comfortable pen, which is why I still have it, and it's so beautiful. But this just annoys me. Like, why? Like, if you're making a daily pen and you're pitching it as this should be your daily writer, it should not take 7 turns to get a pen. I'm sorry, Benu. Like, I understand that maybe that's like cost effective, but I would rather spend the extra $30 for my Euphoria in this style. Like, I would like the Euphoria quality with this style and not have that twist. It's not okay. Like, that's just kind of me. Like, that's a me thing. I still love this pen. It's just, this is not a daily mate to me. And for the difference in price, like, maybe if this was like a $60 pen, but it's 130 versus, or 120 versus 160. And so I don't know. I do love it though. I do love it. And like, that's the hard part, is like, I love the color and the aesthetic and this, the Schmidt nib and Benu. I love Benu so much. I just am annoyed that every time I pick this pen up, because I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna have to twist and twist and twist and twist and twist. Anyway, this is the Diamine Ink Vent 23 Tranquility. 23 Tranquility. And I do love this ink. I can't remember if I've refilled this already, but yeah, this really, really annoys me. Like, especially because I see other people, I'm like, oh, you only have 5 turns? Nope. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, 6 to 7, depending on how I twist it. Yeah. Okay. I will only be buying that one. I did pre-order the Pixie. I pre-ordered 2 of them because I really love how tiny they are. And I wanted one of the like plain colors, the coffee color, and I wanted one of the fun colors. So we'll see how I feel about those, but I'm sure I'll keep them and I'm sure I'll love them just because they're Benu. But I love my Euphorias and my talismans. I do, but do I even have a talisman inked up this month? I don't. Surprising. This is my Pilot Kakuno Matarorami Dreams in brown, and it's the only one I have all 5 of them now. I did a video, and this is the only one I have right now inked because I was using my Asvines. But that may change through the month, which is why I leave space. And this is a fine nib. I also have a couple in medium, and this is the Matarorami brown. And this is the Teranishi Innocent Mauve. And it, in a larger nib, maybe it would show, I don't know what's going on, but it was showing more purple. It's a lot lighter on some papers. And I like this. I think it's almost empty. And I like to like, yeah, it's almost empty. But because I inked this up at the moment I got the ink. Beginning of January, so it is almost empty, but it will be refilled because I do like that ink and I like that a lot when I'm doing lesson plans. My next one, okay, I have filmed the video. I have not posted it. This is my Walltown Pens Onslow custom made. My son decided to name it. What did we end up naming this? This is Nether Purpur from he says it looks like a nether portal. It is a custom made. This is a custom blank that they had. Like it's a one-of-a-kind blank. I picked the finials. I picked all of this. And working with Walltown was so exciting. And it was really fast, actually. Really, really fast. I have another custom pen that I reached out to the company. And I'm okay with that because they're small companies. They're doing this themselves. They're like, you know, hand thrown or whatever you call it, grinded down and made. And I have that one coming, and I think I'm up for my custom in May, but this got done in like 3 or 4 weeks. Like, oh, it was such a pleasant experience. And I'm so excited. These are my colors. These are my colors. This is it. This is it. Maybe a little bit brighter of a pink, but this is a Yovo fine nib because I wanted rose gold, and rose gold only came in fine, medium, and broad. And I'm going to call this my Nether Purpur since my son named it. That was real cute of him. And this is Kobe. I just got this ink like a week ago, a sample of it, and yeah, I'll be buying a whole bottle as soon as it's done. This it's not doing it on this paper, which is fine. Like a lot of the shading properties don't show up on this paper. I do my planning in here, but everything else is on more fountain pen friendly paper. Nuno Beaky Lavender. Yeah, this pen is so comfortable. I will talk more about it in my video, but this will not be my last Walltown pen. That's for sure. This, I'm obsessed, and I've only had it a few days or a day. I just got it yesterday. I'm already excited. See, that's how crazy I am. But yeah, I loved it. My son named it for me. I was going to name it Mandy, and he was like, no, Mom, that looks like a nether portal or like a crying obsidian. And so it had to be named after, Minecraft. Here's one of my Asvines. This is my P20 in an extra fine. And this particular color I've been calling ocean blue, and I realized this one is actually glacier. So glacier blue. So not that that matters that much, but if you were going to go order it on Amazon and you went and clicked the ocean blue, you might be disappointed that it's not this like what do you call that? I don't know, speckled or whatever, because it's more like swirly in that one. But I love this. This is an extra fine. I swapped nibs with another one. I swapped this one. So this one was in my, so it was an extra fine. I swapped this nib with my V126 because I wanted an extra fine with this Monteverde ink because it wasn't, it is way too wet. And this is Glacier Blue. But Monteverde's Purple Mist is was one of my first loves. And I've been I was like, this month I want to go back to the like colors that I had first, because I think I've just been missing me, like my like aesthetic and me, and because I've been trying other things, and I am okay with trying other things. And in the fall, I really love having the jewel tones, but give me me. This is me. This is I mean, yeah. Anyway, and so I'm really enjoying the colors that I picked this month for my pens. I just, every time I open my pens, I'm like, which color do I want to use? I'm so excited. And like, I feel like last month there were so many of my pens that I didn't end up using that I was like, well, what's wrong? And I'm like, okay, you need to go back to your basics and go back to what you love, and yeah, match all the stickers you have. And yeah, so that's what I'm doing. This one is another Twisbi diamond. So one of the things that I have discovered about people with ADHD is that they find what they like clothes, because clothes very much so. I have sensory issues and things. They find what they like, and then they get like everyone in different colors. And I've been that way. I get really completionist, and I hyperfixate, especially because of borderline personality. I hyperfixate until I do it. And not obviously, because that's not for everyone. I'm working with my therapist. I've been working with my therapist for 10 years because of all of these, and trying to get better. But when I latch onto something I like, I end up just getting everything. So you'll see, I mean, you can tell in my list the same like 3 pens show up 5 times, because if I find a shirt I like, I get it in all the colors. If I find pants I like, I get it in all the colors. I just did that with Old Navy work pants. And so yeah, that is something that I did want to mention, that I'm aware. Oh, that's not the one I need. It's this one. I am aware that I have this, and I am diagnosed, and I work on it, and it's not necessarily always a problem, but sometimes it can be. I have to stop myself. And so this one is another Asvine, Twisbi, Asvine, Twisbi, yeah, Benu. And maybe it's when you know you like something, you know you like it. And it's hard for me to know. And was this a fine? Yes, this is a fine. Asvine P20 in a fine. And this one's purple, which it has very little purple in it, and it's far more blue. So I don't know why they call it the purple, but they did. I may have my son rename this one for me too, but I like to keep the name on here in case somebody is looking for it. Like, you're not going to be able to buy my nether purple because it's mine. I love that. But do check out Walltown pens if you are interested in getting a maker pen. I am just blown away by the experience, and it is one of my best writing pens. It was a little pricey, but if you're saving up for something and you want something special, that's really, really important to my Platinum Century. Since getting it, I mean, I ogled this pen for over a year and was really scared that I was never going to get one, and I did. So, yeah. This is my, let's see here, Platinum Century 3776 in a medium. I had Rika in this last month, the Pilot Iro Shizuku, and the Iro Shizukus always work really well, and I had that in there for 2 months. And this is a J. Urban, and it works just as well. And this is the Toit de Paris, or the, I think it means the roofs of Paris, and it is a beautiful gray blue. I'm loving it, but it's very different for this pen. But this pen, yeah, I think I've mentioned it a couple times. The Sands of Komodo. My son is obsessed with Komodo dragons. We go and see the Komodo dragons at the zoo, and he loves it. Another new pen, and the video is filmed, is my Delta Duna, and so I'll talk about that later. This is an Atlas exclusive. This video is getting really long, and this one is Regal Skies, and right now I have Robert Oster's, what do you call this? Robert Oster's Romeo and Juliet. And it is hard starting here for a second, but it's a medium nib, and it was working really well with Kamoshika when I did it first, but I have had really dry issues with Romeo and Juliet before, so I know it's the ink. It's one of the reasons I don't use it very often, but I was hoping in a more wet pen I wouldn't have this issue. I'm going to keep trying to find a pen, but this one might get switched out real fast. I'm going to just put R&J because I'm mad. That one might get switched out really fast. I love Romeo and Juliet. I love the color. I love this pen. But I'll show the video eventually. Like, I'm just trying to not post every single day because I want to keep having content. All right, and then my last four. Yeah, my last four. All right, Asvine P20 in a green with an extra fine nib. This one I actually had filled with Lost, Wearinghoul's Lost, for 3 months, and that's how long it lasted me. Like, I can't remember. I don't think I ever refilled the ink, but I used it every day, and it took forever. But so I did use it all the time, and this is one that I always use at school. So this is Sailor Ink Studio 462. I'm very excited to use this because I haven't used it in a long time. So there's that one. There's that one. Woohoo. What's my next one? My next one is my other Asvine V126. And this one is an extra fine nib as well. And this one shocks me because it is a, I'll explain it next when I do 23. But this one is an Asvine V126 in an extra fine. And this is transparent. I think they call it transparent teal, but it looks green to me. I'm just going to call it transparent green. I don't know if it's green or teal, so if you find it online. But this is Birmingham Pen Co. And I have gone back and forth on my Birmingham Pen Co. inks. A lot of the times they look so similar, but I love this chlorophyll. This is chlorophyll. I have a really big bottle of it, and it's one that I got with my first purchase, and I absolutely love it. And so that's one I love, but Birmingham ink is not always my favorite. So there's that, but I do like that one a lot. And so then 2 more, we're almost done. All right, Estherbrook SD Winter White with my mini stub. My husband got me this. Love this pen. It is inked up, and this is what shocks me. Okay. It is inked up with Diamine's Inkvent Wishing Tree, and they are so similar, but this one has just a slightly more green tone, and it is with shimmer. And my Estherbrook SD mini stub handles shimmer just beautifully. I love this pen. I'm so happy my husband got it. And I realized that my last ink was supposed to go on the other page, so it's going to look really funny, but that's okay. And this is Diamine Inkvent 24. I'm really trying to use my Inkvent because I paid for them, so I'm trying to, because I'm like, if I use them, then maybe I want a full bottle of them, then if it's one I'm using, but I want to make sure I'm using them. And that's Wishing Tree. And that has just this, I really do like this one a lot. This one I do have a feeling that I will get a full bottle of. And my last one, because I'm trying to see if I really like this. This is my Twisbi vac. It's the only vac I have, and it's the kyanite. And this one is filled with Robert Oster's Fire and Ice, which I think looks just real darn close to Blue Eyed Mary by Roar and Klinger. So I could have had Fire and Ice forever, but that's okay. Roar and Klinger's is still different enough but I wanted a teal, and actually this looks okay on here, so I am okay with where it is. That's my Twisbi vac. I think they're like VAC 700, but I'm going to say VAC, and I'm going to put fine, it's a fine nib, in the kyanite. And actually this ink looks really good with that. Okay, and that's Robert Oster's Fire and Ice. And this video got really long, so thank you so much if you stayed. Let me know if you find inking this many pens too overwhelming. This is actually less than I have had ever. So I was actually really hard, and I was like, can I get rid of any of these colors to make it so I can have 20? But I think I could unink Raw Sienna, but it is a different pen and it has a different feel. So I think if I would unink that one. I might unink my Daily Mate or like use it up. And this one I could unink and be done with it and not re-ink it. But I have a feeling they'll be re-inked. And I think because right now that's not working very well. So I could have gotten them all on one page if I was really, really trying. But these are my pens. These are, I do write my journals, and I like to have different things in my journals and different colors. So I'm not using my pens, but I did find that last month, and I haven't finished my daily. I do have what I did. Like it is messy. So I do have what I used, and there were colors when you look here, and I did have a video that I used 0 days. And that is, my goal is to not do that. So like I'm going to take like one from each color family. But I actually love how this turned out. Obviously there's still like, can you see the glimmer? I don't know if you can pick that up, but there are only like 4 shimmer inks, not very many shimmers. 1, 2, 3, 4 shimmer inks. I went back with more shading and more I could eat this up, like this part. These are, yeah, they're my wedding colors too, so it makes sense. And that Fire and Ice. But anyway, if you got this far, drop me a rose emoji or a flower emoji of some sort. Let me know what you think. Let me know what you're interested in most for my upcoming videos, my colors. Is this like an aesthetic you would never go for, or is it more that you want to see? Because it's making me happy just looking at this page, like my pink and my purples and my blues. Yeah, I'm feeling this so much, and I'm so excited. I'm so excited. It's so bright, so colorful, so me. And yeah. All right. Have a great day. Thank you so much for watching. See you in the next one.